This is the Third Reich game. I'm going to unbox it and play it. So my brother found me this one not too long ago, and I didn't know it even existed. Take a look at it and try it and see. It's kind of a different game. It's the same game but different. But we'll try it and see how well it plays. Okay, let's see what's in the box. We have, of course, the cover. Avalanche press, kind of well designed, I think. And then the rule book here. There's a rule book with Third Reich game rules. It looks a little less than the other one. Those are formidable. 47 pages. So it'll take a little bit going, but probably not too bad. Looks like maybe the rules are scaled down for the game that was designed this time. The rules go through. There's like components, sequence of play, impulses, and front headquarters, alliance, naval operations, strategic redeployment, land movement, land combat, sea lift, air operations, supply, special rules. There's always special rules for the different countries, and just for those special rules for different aircraft, for different things, garrisons, fortress, blitzkrieg, industrial resources. Italy special rules. Oh yeah, these cover countries have special rules for Britain, France, Italy, Germany, and Soviet Union, United States, minor countries, victory conditions, and optional rules. So it might be easy to get through the rules. You'll see that. There's a way to register game. It kind of looks like the old Avalon Hill deal games. You could send this into Avalanche Press, and I'm not sure they're still going. My brother found me a tray for units, which would be nice to use. I don't think this comes with the game, but you put that in. And then it's unpunched. It's the unpunched units. We have all the infantry and different. The icons are very nice. The different sets that are not punched. Of course, there's U.S. and that looks like French, perhaps. Maybe that's French. And I would think that would be British, that color. I would think red are Russians, and then we have minor countries. And then we have, of course, Germany and their allies. And some of their units. And you notice in the game plays where there's only two numbers. There's the first number, which is I think the strength factor, and the second number the movement factor. So the strength factor is used in defense and attack. And then we have scenarios you can play. You don't have to play the whole war. There's the different scenarios. This is the Barbarossa scenario. It tells you how to set up. 1939 scenario, but neutrals, and different scenarios you could play. Here's a copyright. I was looking for a copyright 2001. So 25 years ago, not 23 years ago. But let's see. There's actually a 1938 scenario, so that's really before the war got going. So that's interesting. All right, so there you go. And then political marker expansions. I'm not sure what that is. These are, so some of these are different things that happen or can happen. It looks like these are some stockpile cards. You can keep your stockpile and your force pool. That's part of the game, I remember. And then we have some charts. Here's the terrain effects chart. So it helps you know where the terrain is and what to do with that. They don't have their own table. They just have a bigger one force pool for them, which is smaller, and some more minor country force pools. Turkey. Okay. And then some advertisements for other games. Looks like the other game. Okay, then we have finally made it to the boards. So there's one. We lived with it. Then another board with pushing the Soviet Union, and another board with the France and Spain. So maybe I'll put all these boards out and take a picture of them all. Doing the Barbarossa scenario, which is an introductory scenario. Okay, here's the long waited for Third Reich setup. My son set it up a little haphazardly. This is the Barbarossa campaign where Germans invade. You just do a few turns where the Germans invade Russia in the summer of 1941. So I've set it up where there's the German units located ready. I've already moved them. And here's the with their minor allies about to invade Russia. So we've set it up. The game took a little while. It took a little while to understand. So it took a while for me to get the rules down a little bit, but it's very similar to the other Third Reich and maybe even simplified a little bit here and there. So that's possible. And we'll see how it plays. Combat is just like you roll the dice and subtract numbers by combat factors. So, okay, so now I've played this to the spring 1941 turn. And initially the German advance in this Barbarossa campaign, this Russian offensive, was pretty disappointing. But this game has multiple impulses per turn. You don't just play one option like attrition or general offensive. You can only do one general offensive in a year, and so for this scenario, you only had one general offensive. And since the Germans didn't really break through too well, I thought, well, I kind of failed as far as that kind of player goes. But there was more than one option. So you come around this way. I'm sorry for moving a little bit, but if you look over here on this side, you can see that they've captured several objectives. They have Riga, and they have Smolensk, and they have almost getting Kharkov. Do you know Trofidisk? I can't remember what that's called. Anyway, so they've managed to push through with the different impulses, and got closer and closer to succeeding because of each turn has more than one option. Multiple impulses are possible. So, and the game can kind of, once you get the rules and the mechanics of it, it moves fairly rapidly. Just trying to get the mechanics is a little bit difficult. So it's pretty mobile, and you have your exploitation possible. So that's why the Germans have punched through all the way to here and isolated these Russian units there. Okay, so that was a short replaying of the Third Reich game. I played through a short scenario that was only like 4 turns, the Barbarossa campaign, just to learn it. The thing that's different about that game that makes it work well, I think, impulses. So you're able to actually bid on different impulses. You purchase chits that you put in a cup, and you draw those out randomly. You buy several chits. The more chits you buy, the more likely you are to have your option chosen. So you pull out a chit, and it shows, the German attrition option. So you can go ahead and use that one. And then you pull out another one, and it shows another option. So as you pull those out, you're able to use these different impulses until the impulse card reaches a certain point where no more impulses are allowed for that turn. So it makes a much more fluid game than I thought at first. And so it has a lot of potential. There's lots of different scenarios and variations, just like the old Third Reich. So it might not play as well because the rules, you might have to use some creative interpretation of some of the rules, or try to do what's logical, because he didn't play through it as they've always they do with the old Avalon Guild games. I think they do a lot more. They did a lot more playthrough, and then they did to work out some of those bugs. So there's probably bugs in this game if you get a copy, but it seemed to work well, and so I recommend it.